everybody. Welcome back to the pod. I'm Sam.
I'm Fran. This is Keeping It Cento. So last night, I want to talk a little bit last night. So last night we went to Sneaky D, this bar called Sneaky D's. It's on Bathurst and College. We've never been before. It's like right beside our Nina's house. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Why?
It's exposing like where. Anyways, whatever. It's fine.
What do you mean? What the
Is that like
cares?
bad?
No, what are you going to do? Go visit Nana?
Maybe. But it's on Bathurst and College, and it's like this like very not vintage, like rock and roll kind of bar. Never been to it, but always seen it like on the street. And yes, they have theme nights, I guess, every weekend. So our cousin invited us, Bianca, shout out to Bianca, invited us to emo night. And I was like, oh my God, like emo night, that sounds sick. Like Avril Lavigne, My Chemical Romance, like 3 Days Grace, Paramore. I was like, whoa, like can't wait, right? We get there and
it's actual
it was
emo.
screamo, like
people were
emo.
like, people were like rolling their eyes to the back of their head.
They were like doing like Ring Around the Rosie,
Dude,
but
there was
like
mosh pits.
no, they were doing Ring Around the Rosie, but like who can fall first? Like they were spinning each other so.
If you're emo, like no offense, but like that was like too much for me. Like their idea of a dance off was like two people going into the middle of the dance floor, and they were just like I don't even know what they were spinning each other until one of them fell, and they almost like threw themselves into the freaking audience.
Honestly, though, it was cool to see. Like it was like a time capsule portal back into like 2004 or 5, like that when that kind of music came out. But I just felt like I had imposter syndrome because I was like, I thought that I was like in my emo phase, like when I was listening to like freaking Paramore and Avril Lavigne, and that's not real emo. Like when that shit came on, like the real emos like didn't even know the lyrics. They're kind of just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, when Avril Lavigne song
and you
came
see
on,
us three in the middle,
and
we're like,
Fran and Bianca were like, oh. And then all the actual emos were like, what the fuck is this stupid shit? But then all the screamo came on, and they were like on stage, like, but like it's so nice. It's not weird. I don't want to say it's weird, but like it's funny because like they're like singing it as if they were like the people on the band, like you know when screamos sing, like their mouth opens so wide, they're like, blah, blah. Like that's what these people are doing.
When we like listen to like music that we like to listen to, how much we're into that music and like we perform it like it's our song.
No, I'm not saying it's like bad. It's just like it was like a culture shock. I was like, wow, we're really like this is like a group. This is like a niche group, and like what they all wore and like how they all acted. Like everyone would like there's people like just making out in the middle of the dance floor. There's people with like long hair just like literally like headbanging. Like I thought he was gonna break the floor with his head.
It's just something we never seen before, which was actually honestly cool. Like
and we're just there like
it was cool. It was a cool experience. And then like they have theme nights every night, so we might go to the 2010 dance party one. That sounds like more of our.
We're trying to be
our alley.
We're trying to like experience more. Like we're trying to like go outside of just like, oh, let's go to a bar on King Street, or like let's go to a club, like shit that you usually do.
Me and Sam were actually saying like we're walking to the place at 9:30 and it was freezing. We're like, we can't do it. Like how did we do this? Like I don't want to sound like that girl, like, oh, I'm so old, because I'm not. Like I'm 23. That's not old at all. And like I still have it in me to go out once in a while, but like when I was like 17, 18, like underage, like we literally used to go out with no jacket, with like dress, stand in the line for like half an hour, and then leave like when the club lights were coming on.
I think
I don't know.
For good, I think like that phase for me was for a good like 7 years from the age of like 18, 19, 20, like 18 to 23, like till like the pandemic. I feel like it was like that type of vibe.
I feel like mine got cut shorter than that. Like I was like maybe 17 to like 21. And then pandemic hit.
The whole pandemic era, like really you couldn't go out. And I feel like I had like a shift in like the person that I was. Not that I went out a lot, but like we went out a lot more, and like we just like went to clubs a lot more, and like it was just a thing. And like I was just thinking like this was in my notes too. Like it's actually exhausting. If you don't already live downtown, maybe even if you already live downtown, but if you don't, you have to drive all the way downtown or Uber all the way downtown, and then you have to, if it's winter, you have to wear a jacket, you have to walk in the cold, you're fucking freezing, you have to wait in the line, you have to go inside, then you enjoy yourself for a little bit, and if you're drinking, you're having a good time. Even if you're not drinking, maybe you're having a good time, but then you start to feel like shit because you drank too much, and then you have to call the Uber home, and then you have to go all the way home, and then by the time you get home, it's like 3 a.m., and then by the time you fall asleep because like you need to eat a snack, it's like 4 a.m., and then your whole fucking weekend's ruined.
Last night I went straight to bed.
So did I, but I'm just saying like that's how it used to be, and now I feel like I don't know. I'm in this like era where I'm like, I want to experience more. Like I do want to start going out more, but like not out to like spend hundreds of dollars a night at a bar. We used to spend, oh my God, like when I used to look at how much I spent the night after I went to a club or a bar, it was actually fucking
drinks,
disgusting.
And like we get like a new I have to get like a new outfit all the time, like literally all the time.
Now I want to go out, but experience like have more experiences rather than just like go to a typical bar or club. Like I want to go to like different concerts. Like in December, I went to like a random Tyler Shaw concert. I know that sounds so weird because like it's random, but like
why is it random?
It's because I don't listen to Tyler Shaw, but like it was actually really good and really fun. It was in a small concert venue. Last time we went to emo night, like it was cool. It was like I want to do more like experiences like that. Like I don't want to waste. I feel like I'm wasting money when I'm spending so much money going to a club on King for bottles and like once in a while, okay, but like once in a while, I'm talking like once a year.
If you think about it, like you go into a club to listen to music you can listen to like on your own speaker and then just drink.
Like I have so much fun when I'm getting ready, like with my makeup, and me and Alexa are vibing to like music I put on. You know what I mean?
Anyways, that was our week. What else did I do this week? What else did I do?
So we went to Niagara.
Oh yeah, we went to Niagara.
And my hair looks like shit today. I just saw myself. Anyways, we went to Niagara over the weekend just for like family day. What was I gonna say about this? Oh yeah. So we found like a little like cute hidden gem type of spot for breakfast, and we went and we started eating, blah blah blah. And me and Fran like noticed this like other table near us.
We're fucking like just eavesdroppers. I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, if you're ever around me and Fran, you're talking very loud, like just know we're eavesdropping and we can hear you.
Just know we're listening.
Just
like,
know
with our eyes. Like
with our eyes.
We listen with our we
if
listen.
Something,
like, we like listen, but like it doesn't even look like we're listening. Like we can just be doing like we can be podcasting and then actually like listening to that sounds like so whatever, I don't care. But anyways, continue your story.
I thought we didn't care what people thought.
We don't.
So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So it like we weren't like trying to listen to them, but like something caught I think it was my attention. Was it me that was like, yo, look?
You're the one who
because okay, so it was like imagine like they like they're from around here or something. Because she was talking about how she was from Toronto.
Okay, yeah. Oh well. They should be happy to be featured in our podcast then.
Okay. Anyway, so there was two couples, right? They were like on a double breakfast date or whatever. And so like so if it's a circular table, one couple, if you're not watching this, I'll try and describe it. It was a circular table, one couple was sitting beside each other. And then the other couple was sitting like directly beside each other. So across from each couple was like the other person's like boyfriend or other person's girlfriend or whatever. You know what I mean? So like if I'm sitting here on a double date, Roman isn't across from me. The other guy's across from me and Roman's beside me. So I was like, look, I knew that like which couple was which because when we were coming in, I saw like one of the couples together and they were talking and like they said something and I heard them. So I was like, okay, those two are together. Not that I made note, I just like realized. So then they were sitting and the couple that was sitting beside each other, they weren't like talking or whatever. They were just like, I don't know, the girl was being very quiet. And the guy was like leaned in really close to the table. And the girl from the other couple on the other side of the table was leaned in really close to the table. So it literally looked like the guy from one couple and the girl from the other couple were on their own individual date because they were leaned into the table as if you would be if you were on like an intimate date. Well, the other two, the other guy and the other girl were like sitting back. Like they weren't even like interacting at all. So it was this guy and this girl just like talking directly to each other. And that's when I was like, yo, Fran, like, isn't that weird? Like that, like those two aren't a couple, but they look like they're on a date. And Fran's like, no, they are a couple. I was like, no, they literally are. And I saw the actual couple come in. She was like, oh, that's weird. And that's when we started like eavesdropping because they were like,
no, he like complimented her like, you have really white teeth.
Yeah,
like, thank you. And then goes, what's your Instagram? And
yeah, it was like so fun.
I don't know. Maybe we're like maybe they were siblings. Those two that walked in together.
Really? Why would I would never look at you and be like, wow, you have really nice teeth, and ask you for your Instagram. They were not siblings. Like,
no,
come on.
I'm seeing the
like if they're siblings,
the person that you said were a couple might have been siblings.
No, they weren't. They were holding hands. That's what I was trying to tell you. Like I saw them come in because I was standing behind them and they were holding hands.
Yeah, if that was me at that point and I was the other
girlfriend,
I'd just leave. I'd be like, hey, you know what?
But it wasn't even what they were
saying.
Have
fun on your date.
It was their body language. Like they were leaned in, like, and he was just like staring into her eyes, and he was like, "Yeah, your teeth are so white." And she was like, "Thank you." And it was so awkward. I was like, and the other guy, like the girl that was flirting with the guy, her boyfriend was just sitting there. I felt so bad for him.
Yeah,
he looked like a nerdy little guy, and he was just like, I was like, oh my God, this is so fucking weird. I don't know. Anyways, that's my story.
On on, I guess, family day week, I took time off work. So I took 5 days, but it was actually 10 days because like I planned it strategically. So like the long weekend kind of gave me those extra days. And we were like I was supposed to go on vacation. Like we had a plan to go on vacation, but didn't end up working out. But like I took those days off work because like I told them I was going on vacation. When I came back from work and like sometimes I feel like when you don't do anything and then you're asked like, "Oh, like how was your vacation?" I feel weird saying like, "Oh, like I did nothing," kind of thing. It's like I almost feel like why did you have to take off work if you didn't go? I don't know. That's like a weird thing to say because everyone needs a time off. But I just felt kind of like they didn't shame me either way. Like they're so nice, obviously. But like my own personal kind of thought process was like, is it bad that I took off this amount of days, but I didn't have anything planned for myself to do that? Like I just took it off to what? Take it off kind of thing. I guess because this is my first, I guess, corporate job and I didn't really I always thought that you take time off just when you're taking vacation or like when you actually have legitimate plan. But yeah, when I was asked like, "Oh, what did you do?" and I said like nothing, I felt weird. I don't know how to explain it. So I saw a TikTok. Let me show you guys where it was like, I don't know. Oh my god, it's not here. Okay, sorry. So it says, I saw a TikTok where I kind of like I guess resonated with, where it's like alternatives to like when you don't want to say I did nothing kind of thing, you know? And
Wait. Okay.
What?
Finish your thought.
No, I already know you're gonna say something because I have the same thought as you did when you first came.
Just say it. Just continue.
Okay. Anyway, so this girl goes, alternatives to saying like I did nothing. So she goes, I rested, I chose not to make plans, I recovered from the work week, I shortened my to-do list, I had a mental health day, I watched shows that I love, I had a day with myself, I recuperated, I had some time out. But I was thinking like,
who cares?
no, I know. That's why I was exactly
what the fuck?
That's what exactly I was gonna say. And I was thinking like, why do I feel bad for me saying I did nothing?
Because we live in hustle culture.
And it's like, why do I have to say I had some time out? I had some time out. Like, it's just like, why do I have to like,
don't
like, what's it called? Fabricate like what I did because the word like nothing sounds like empty. Like you did nothing.
The
The
exact
whole week.
reason is because we live in hustle culture, and you to yourself, you said that you felt bad or kind of like weird about that the fact that you didn't do anything, you didn't go on a vacation, you didn't do anything like quote unquote productive.
Yeah.
But can I show you what's on my vision board? On my vision board, it says sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax.
Yeah.
And sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. Like if you aren't taking the time to do absolutely nothing or relax or just like recuperate, you, especially if you're like a very ambitious person or like a high achiever, somebody that like just always has notes in their head like you are going to get so burnt out. Even if you feel like you're not doing that much like physical work, like producing something, you're going to feel burnt out just from the amount of thoughts running through your head, just from the amount of things that you feel like you need to do. So like doing like absolutely nothing. And by absolutely nothing, I just mean like doing things like you genuinely want to do, or like just like not feeling you have responsibility for the day.
Yeah. For the week. It was for 10 days. But like I got up, like I was in a gym rut. Guys, like I literally have not been to a gym in a month. And that whole 10 days, like I've been consistently going, and I'm like, I feel it just made me have like a reset. I feel better now that I'm going back to the gym. I feel better waking up in the morning and like doing my day-to-day things for work. I feel more rested. I feel like I've been like eating a lot more and like feeling my body and like you know what I mean? So like it was a huge reset for me. I'm gonna get into the gym thing in a second because I have a point on that. But a comment, like for example, on this post, and no hate to this girl. Like I understand that like she was trying to make other people feel better. Just it didn't really resonate. Like to me, I was just kind of like, who cares? You know what I mean? So one person writes, "This is beautiful. The generational trauma I've had from doing nothing is serious. It's okay to do nothing sometimes." And this other girl goes, "LOL, I don't owe an explanation," which is true. Like you don't. If someone asks you like, "What did you do today?" and you say nothing, and then sometimes I think it's because like, no hate on mommy, like whatever. But sometimes when I'm like, mommy, on my mom, I know I still call my mom mommy. Anyways, no hate on mom, but sometimes like when I have a day off work and she'll be like, "What did you do today?" I'm like, "Nothing." "You did nothing? You didn't clean the house and you didn't." Like,
yeah.
Like, no, I didn't clean the house.
Sometimes
like,
my mom
that's the last thing
No.
I want to fucking do
know
on
what's
my day
funny?
off is clean the house.
My dad called me the other day too. Like it's our parents. I'm sorry. I love our parents. They're great parents. We
Okay,
all love our parents.
We're not talking shit about our parents.
We're not talking shit. Like, and dad, if you're watching this, we're not talking shit. But like, we're just saying like this is like the generation that we grew up with. He calls me the other day. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I was working from home all day. And I had like a busy day working. And he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm working." It was like 4. He was like, "Oh, okay. Are you like, what are you doing after that?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna chill for like half an hour and then I gotta go out." He's like, "Are you not gonna like make dinner?" I was like, "What do you mean? I'm just gonna chill." He's like, "Well, you should make dinner though. Like you should be doing like it's just like you should be doing this." And I'm like, "But I kind of just want to fucking chill."
Yeah.
Or like my mom will call me and be like, randomly, she'll be like, "Did you clean your stairs?" And I'm like, "I'm fucking
it's like,
chilling
why?
for a sec." She was like, "No, you need to clean. You need to make sure."
Okay, to
that
be
you're
fair
sa-
though, our mom is like a clean freak,
yeah,
so
yeah.
like everything always needs to be clean. But it's like the last thing I want to do on my day off or after at 5 o'clock when I've logged off work is go clean the basement or
But I also
So
saw this post too, just kind of relating to this. Okay, I don't know. I'm hesitant to talk about this because like the person that posted this might come across our podcast, but whatevs. If they see this and they'd like to come on to rebuttal what I'm about to say, feel free. But I'm just saying this with all respect. I saw this clip of some guy talking about the fact that, which kind of relates to what we talked about last week. So remember how last podcast we talked about how we're super grateful to have had our parents immigrate over to Canada, or our grandparents actually immigrate over to Canada, and like the life that our parents were able to provide for us, like they were able to put us through university, this, that, and the other. And how if you don't need to be working 5 jobs, if you don't need to be doing all these things, like why are you putting yourself through so much stress just to live up to like the type of work that your parents and grandparents did? Like, and I'm not saying don't work hard. Like I don't want anyone to think that like, because when I was watching back on that episode, it kind of like if I was watching it, I'd be like, you're so fucking ungrateful. You want to work hard because your parents worked hard for you. Like I kind of like got that impression from what we were saying. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is like we live in a completely different world. Everyone is more entrepreneurial. Everyone is capitalizing on social media, on like creating content. Like this was never a thing when our parents like came here. Like this was not like within their reach.
they
Like this was
actually
only for movie stars and like people who like, you know what I mean? So what I was trying to say is like, like we have a different type of work ethic and opportunities than our parents and grandparents did. So why are we going to like follow what that generation thinks that we should do as hard work? And like by that I mean like working from like 9 to 5 for the rest of your life, doing like one job for 45 years type of thing. That's kind of what I meant. Like I still think that we should like work hard and shit like that, but like in a different type of way. And so the clip that this guy posted was basically like saying that if you don't wake up early and grind and like do all this shit and something along those lines, like you're a disgrace or you're disrespectful to your parents. Like your parents came here, gave you this life, did all this stuff, and you're not going to wake up early and grind. Like you're lazy, you're spoiled. And I'm like, I get it. But at the same time, like we're in an age where we're also caring about mental health. And like I said, the opportunities are different. So like do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know. It's like kind of all relative. I don't like when people say that because you don't know what people are going through. And just because like you're someone who's like a hard worker, you wake up at 5 a.m., which I actually do wake up early, but I would never say that to some, like, I don't know. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Or am I just like
I
fucking
get what
rambling?
I get what he's saying because like a part of me obviously also wants to like make it in life because I want to like work
Yeah,
hard for my parents and my grandparents and
same,
provide like eventually when they retire like I want to be able to like provide them
same.
with trips and with fun, like, you know what I mean? Like, and be kind of stable for them, I guess. But at the same time, it's like you're also living for you. Like, you're not like, you know what I'm trying to
But
say?
that's
You're not
exactly how I
living for your
feel.
parents, you're living for you.
It's
So, like, if you don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. and you want to do, you know, you want to wake up at freaking 12 instead, but then from 12 to like 1, you're grinding and doing this kind of thing, or like you're being entrepreneurial or you're on social media. Like it's all, like you said, it's all relative. So
and that's what
I do and don't agree.
that's and same, like because I've always felt this like we've been talking about in the last couple episodes, like immense pressure to succeed because I want to make my family proud. I want to be able to like provide for them and like help them because of how they've helped me. But at the same time, like I'm recognizing that we live in a different world, that like it's okay to nurture your mental health. And like circling back to what Fran said, it's okay to take a break and do nothing. Like back in our parents' age and our grandparents' age, if you're like, yeah, I'm doing nothing today, they'd be like, you're fucking lazy. Oh shit, sorry. They'd be like, you're lazy. Like, get the fuck up and go like landscape
No,
or something.
even
You know what I mean? Like,
now though, when you say like, "Oh, I'm doing nothing," they always like. I realize I would do anything for my nano, but I realize that when I say, "Oh, I'm doing nothing," my nano will like ask me to do something, but it's like, no, I'm doing nothing means that like I'm I'm doing nothing. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's okay. Pretty much, like, it's okay, but we feel like it's not because of all the... I keep fucking hitting shit. Because of all these, like, just generational things. And, like, again, there's a way to work hard, but, like, work hard in a way that suits you. You know what I mean? I think we all come to that point. I think, like, a lot of us are hard workers. Like, I know so many hard workers out there, but, like, not everyone works hard in the same way. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Rome, like, wakes up early as fuck and, like, has his, like, very stable, consistent job that he's, like, very good at. He works hard. But when he gets home, he's like, this is me time and I'm not doing anything. And that helps him work hard the next day from, like, 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. or whatever time he does, you know? But then maybe someone else, like, who's more entrepreneurial will wake up early and, like, they'll chill for a bit, they'll, like, have their breakfast, and then they'll, like, work hard later in the night, and, like, maybe they'll work on weekends because that's how they need to work hard to sustain their success. So success looks different for everybody. Working hard looks different from everybody. Don't compare yourself to people that you feel like, oh my God, they work so hard, they're so successful. Like, you will be successful in yourself. Just, like, work hard in a way that's, like, nurturing your mental health and that fits with your lifestyle. Like, also, I found myself scrolling on LinkedIn lately. Like, you know how people, like, scroll on Instagram and, like,
why? It's really
TikTok?
interesting.
It's interesting.
Oh, I want to say something about that. So I was scrolling on LinkedIn, and this company posted its pay range. Did you see it?
No, no, in New York, it's a new law. You need to post.
Okay, so I think that should be a thing because the company posted its pay range. So they're like, we're doing something that it's called Craft PR. It's like a public relations agency, and, like, we're doing something that not a lot of other companies do, and that's where, like, we're seeing our pay range for each position. So it was like intern, junior coordinator, senior coordinator, executive manager, like, whatever. It was going up and up. And then I think, like, VIP director was, like, somewhere between, like, 90 and, like, 120 plus. And people were, like, commenting saying, like,
that's not a lot.
I know. Someone
it's not a lot for a VP.
Someone was saying, like, that's not a lot, or, like, but people were like, but we commend you for, like, showing this pay range. You know what I mean? Because, like, it shows people, like, okay, is this a job where I feel like I want to be at if VP director only gets, like, 120? You know what I mean? And maybe there's potential for growth, but, like, I don't want my starting salary to be 120. Maybe
a VP does a lot. Like, that's one of the highest roles in, like, an agency that you can have.
I mean, it said plus, so I'm sure there's, like, room for obviously growth, you know, annual bonuses, merit pay, whatever. But, like, I think jobs should start showing the pay range instead of letting, I guess it's like, I don't know, because I feel like a lot of people guess, like, when I first started my corporate career, I kind of, like, I did research on the industry, but I kind of guessed on where, like, you know, my pay range should be. And I think, like, a lot of people do that. And a lot of people, like, will lowball themselves because they're scared that companies will be like, you know, like, okay, no, we're not going to pay you that high. So I think it's good to have transparency of, like, pay range of what you're getting. I thought that was, like,
yeah, it's a new law in New York, apparently. Like, if you go on LinkedIn and you look up jobs in New York, they all have the pay.
I've noticed recently now they do a lot have pay now, though. A lot of them do have pay range for, like, the position. But it was cool to see, like, the organizational structure of, like, the pay range. Like coordinator, like, to, like, VIP and how, like, kind of big that range is.
Another thing is if you guys want a 4-day work week, go move to Europe. Because apparently
I'm already doing that.
Spain and, like, a bunch of other countries in Europe are doing a 4-day work week.
Friday off?
I don't know, but it's a 4-day work week. And I was like, that's fucking
I would love Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday. That would be
okay, no shit.
Ideal. No, but I'm saying, like, opposed to, like, having a Friday off. If it's a 4-day week, like, Wednesday's a mandatory off day. You know what I mean? Like, it's a midday, like, rest.
No.
Midweek rest. I would love that.
I don't work that way. I can't just, like, I guess.
It.
I don't know.
I like that. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this gym thing quickly. Because holy frick. Okay, so I took again.
Holy frick.
Holy frick. I took I'm trying not to swear, so I'm saying frick.
Yeah, no, I always have to, like, cut it out when we're, like, editing these clips because we usually F-bomb way too much.
So holy frick. So I took a month off the gym. Like,
intentionally?
No. Like, it was just I was in a little bit of a rut where
Why?
I don't know why. I don't really feel comfortable saying why right now. But I was
just feel vulnerable.
I don't know. I just wasn't motivated. Like, from, like, January to February, I was like, the whole month of January was a freaking write-off. See, freaking. It was like a write-off for me. I was like, I just don't feel motivated. I don't know why. I don't know what it is.
Was it because of the gym, the new gym that you're at?
No. I like that new gym
Was it
I'm at.
because
I just didn't feel motivated. I just don't know why. Like, I just didn't feel motivated. My room was a mess. I had no routine. I was just like, bleh. I felt like ugly and whatever. So, took a month off. I always sit out. I think I went once in January, one time, the whole time in January. So after I had my little 10 days off of work, I'm like, this is gonna be my week to go back to the gym. So I went back to the gym and I've been consistently going. And the first day that I went back from the gym, I felt like a loser, like a complete loser. And I used to be a frequent gym goer every single night. I used to go from like 9 to 10:30, like at night. Like it's when I went to school. But even like when I was working part-time, like I used to go to the gym, like Movati all the time. I had a workout buddy and everything. And I used to be able to lift like pretty heavy, like for my body weight. I find myself like I did treadmill for a bit or Stairmaster. I found myself in the corner of like the room that nobody goes to, like the cool down room, with literally 10-pound weight. I'm not hating on this. I'm just saying for me, it was abnormal. 10-pound weights. I couldn't even do a squat with 10 pounds. I felt like so weak. My legs and my toes started cramping. Like my toes were curling and cramping. I was like, what the hell is going on? I had to sit down. I had to roll my body out. I like couldn't do more than like 15 squats. I had to revert to like body weights, like clamshells and like kickbacks and all that, which is fine because I was like warming up my body and getting into it. But it was just like a shock because I was like, my strength has plummeted. And a lot of people I feel like don't talk about like the confidence that you might lose and like getting back into the gym. Sometimes I see videos where it's like gym day, got back into the gym and they're doing like a whole freaking workout and like lifting heavy. And I get every body is different. So everybody is going to be different in terms of like getting back to the gym. But if you have taken a break and like you're just starting out at the gym again and you feel like a loser because you can't even lift like 10 pounds, like you're not alone. And I just felt like, I don't know, I just wanted to kind of like track, I guess, my journey. And maybe like on our new TikTok that we're opening up, I'll have like get back into the gym with me and I'll kind of like show, I guess, like my routine of getting back in. Cause I also was, I found myself under eating. Like I don't eat enough during the day. When I'm really, really busy at work, like I won't eat. It's a really bad habit. Like I'll binge eat where like I'll have my lunch and then after work I'll eat like a whole meal, but I don't eat really consistently during the day. And now getting back into the gym, like I found myself eating more and like feeling my body more. So I don't know.
some tips you should use for that? If you guys don't know, like I don't want to say religiously, but I was struggling with the like we all have that struggle with the gym, but like I feel like that's another area of my life where I feel like I have a lot of pressure is the gym because if you guys don't know, before this, me and like one of my best friends, we had this like fitness page. Like we used to do fitness and we used to like I used to like train people even though I wasn't a certified personal trainer. People still came to me and I used to train them and I used to make them meal plans with like my friend. We had this like Instagram account and it was actually like good. It was like before the pandemic. The pandemic hit and we kind of fell off of it. Like of course we're still friends and everything, but we fell off of it because we were both in school and we didn't, which is so weird. Like this is related to the gym, but also related to like when I think back, like we fell off of this Instagram fitness thing because we were like, oh, we need to focus on school because school is gonna get us that like job. And we like quit the fitness thing. But really, if we continued that, who the fuck knows where we'd be? But anyways, not the point. We were very into fitness and like everyone kind of like in our friend group and like just people we knew us as like people who like were into fitness. After the pandemic hit, like I struggled a lot too with like working out from home because I lifted really heavy in the gym and I went to the gym all the fucking time, especially because I was in school. Like I graduated in 2020. So I was like there, like you have more time when you're in school because like your school, when you're in university and like post grad, like your classes are like during the, like they're weird, you know? So you have way more time. And then after when I got my first job and I came out of school, it was like really like the change in routine was really hard for me and I struggled. I felt like I plateaued and I felt like all my muscle was turning into just like, I don't want to say, I don't know. Like, you know, when your muscle just like, you still have your shape, but like it's not lean.
So strength to it.
It's just like, I had my same body shape, but it wasn't like lean or cut. I was just there. And I was like struggling hard, especially when I couldn't go back to the gym and I had to work out from home. And I never really talk about this either because it's your body and you're self-conscious. And I felt like, oh my God, everyone thinks that I'm this like gym girl. And I want to live up to this expectation, which again, isn't good. But I also had this expectation for myself. Like I felt like I was like up here in terms of my fitness levels and like I like as an athlete. I know I don't really play sports, but I consider like lifting weights and going to the gym like you're athletic. Like I never looked at myself as an athlete growing up. I always did like just dance and like more artistic shit. Whereas Fran played soccer and like I felt like my parents always. I feel like this is also why I went to the gym and went so hard because my parents always thought of her as like athlete. Like Sam, you're just like you just do like school and like dance and shit. And so when I started getting good at the gym, I was like, okay, this is like I'm really athletic now. I need to live up to this. And then yeah, I fell off too, kind of. Not in the sense that like I stopped going, which is almost even worse. I like kept doing it, but it was like forcing myself to do these workouts that just like didn't feel good. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just falling off, you know? And to get back into it, I felt like I need to go back to my old gym where I felt comfortable and like where I felt, I don't know, just for me, I had to go back and feel like I worked out in a place where I was comfortable because the gym, working out at home, I just wasn't comfortable. Working out this other gym I tried, I just wasn't comfortable. Going back to my old gym, I was like, I don't know why, I just feel good here. I feel like I know where everything is. I feel like I know my space and I can like really excel here. And then I did like for the last maybe like almost a year / 6 months to 6 months to a year, I've been like way better with consistency because if you know what you like, then you'll keep doing it. And you're motivated by results. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you can't find motivation in like, oh, I just need to get up and do it. Like just go. You have to like
discipline. But I think for me also
sorry, I just like ranted hard there.
I think for me also too why I didn't go for a bit is because like I for the longest time tried so hard to get my body to look a certain way that I know it wouldn't have been. There's a whole trend during the pandemic on like that like thick kind of like whoop, you know what I mean? And my body is just not like that. It's never gonna be like that. Again, I was always athletic growing up. So like from the freaking since I was 7, I've just had like I was just like a stick. Like I used to be called skinny all my life. Like you're so skinny, like you're so skinny, eat. And that I think subconsciously like got to me where it's like I like just this past maybe 2 years, I've really started to accept that like I have an athletic build and like I'm like I don't want to say overly toned. I don't want to like I'm overly toned, but I do just
I'm
I naturally
so lean.
No, but it's true. Like I just am lean. Like I'm just more toned.
You're basically
right?
saying like you're naturally like athletically shaped and there's no point in you trying to like grow a fucking hourglass figure.
Yeah, like of course, like you know, I've worked hard to like grow muscle in my body, my legs, my butt. Like that took a while for me to kind of gain the confidence to actually keep consistently growing and like to see progress because again, growing up, like I was always more just like slim. So that was another reason why I feel like for the longest time I didn't want to go to the gym because I was reaching like an unrealistic goal of like my body that I knew I was never going to achieve. And that like, why do I even want that? Is it for what? Because it's a trend right now? Is it do I actually want my body to like be that way? Like, no, I want to go to the gym to like be strong, to gain my strength, and eventually like I'll see results in other places of my body. You know what I mean? So now that I've learned that, like that was like 2 years ago. So now that I've kind of grown that mentality and kind of realized like, hey, like this is what I want my body to look like. This is what I want to achieve. It's more so just strength wise. Like, I want to get my strength back because I do still play soccer. So my endurance is there and I have that like weekly kind of like exercise. It's strength. Like I was struggling to pick up a freaking 10-pound weight and do 15 squats. So once I build that back, good to go. Sorry, I keep fucking up this mic.
I forgot what I was gonna say now. Anyways, mine, yeah, like yours is strength. Mine was more so like how I felt. Cause like same, I was just trying to like keep up with like the amount of like of how I looked when I was very much like training people and things like that. But it's just not realistic to always look the same. Like your body's gonna change. And like I've been consistent in the last little while. So as long as you're consistent and you feel good, if you're trying to get back into the gym, just be consistent. Like I find myself now, like we're not in school, so we're a lot busier. Like it's real adult shit, especially when you live alone. You're like, I have 20 other things that we like me and Rome live together, but like live apart from your family house, 20 other things you need to take care of. Like your parents aren't taking care of like the lawn work and the fucking housework. Like there's so many things that like the gym sometimes can fall to the back of your mind. Like, oh, it's okay, I'll do that tomorrow. But don't let it. Make that like, that's what discipline is. Make going to the gym or just like, not even going to the gym, just like exercising a part of your lifestyle. Don't make it like a hobby. If you're really serious about feeling good, getting strong, and just being your best self physically and mentally, make it part of your lifestyle. Don't make it a hobby. Even if you have 20 minutes, some days, like I told myself, I will go to the gym 5 days a week. I don't give a fuck. Like 2 days, I will take a break. 5 days a week, I will go to the gym. Sometimes I only have half an hour that day. I'll make use of that half an hour. If I can't make it to the gym, I'll work out at home or like do something. But like it's the discipline which will get you results, which will continue to motivate you. And then you don't need to be disciplined anymore because it'll just eventually be a part of your routine, you know? Also, a tip for you is if you're struggling to like eat and get your protein in, I really think Alani Nu should sponsor this podcast because the amount of fucking money I spend on their protein bars, their protein shakes, and their
Love
energy
protein
drinks,
bars.
like I literally, please sponsor us, thank you. Buy, because sometimes like you know you feel like you don't have time to make a protein shake. Go buy the prepackaged protein shakes.
Mm.
I have them stocked up in
Healthy
my
Planet?
fridge. Yeah, Healthy Planet. I have them stocked up in my fridge, and then I have the energy drink stocked up in my fridge. Sometimes you don't have time to like mix the pre-workout, just grab an energy drink or whatever, and protein shake for after the gym, and you're good to go. You know what I mean?
Well,
I have,
do you have anything else?
yeah. So I wanted to talk about really quick. So 2 things. Number 1, I think I briefly mentioned this on the TikTok, but I don't know if I mentioned on the podcast I'm not drinking. I don't think I did. But so I've been like completely like no alcohol since December 31st. And I was doing dry January. I told all my friends this and they're like you weren't a fucking heavy drinker. Like who cares? But I haven't drank since then. And it's been like what, like 2 months. And I feel so good. Like it's crazy the toxins that are in alcohol. I know I sound like a freaking like old nana, like don't drink, like whatever. But I feel like just like the you know the friends that we have and the like the people that we hang out with, family, like you're always like, especially Italian, like you're drinking wine or you're drinking something like every week. You're having like maybe like one drink. I don't know. Or like for us, you know, like you binge drink. You don't realize, but you do. Like when you're going out and you're with your friends, like you're drinking a lot all at once. And then like you feel like shit the rest of the week. And like there was never like a long period of time where I had to detox. At least every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, I was like either drinking more than one drink because we were going out or like a glass of wine with family, whatever. So I was like, you know what? Let me just like clear my body of alcohol and just see what happens. And the benefits are like unreal.
Mm.
Number 1. Relates back to the gym thing we were talking about. I sounds weird, but feel harder. I know it's weird as fuck, but I just feel like the gains from the gym are like less I don't know if it's like water retention, but it just feels like less puffy and like harder. I don't know how else to explain it, but I just feel like my like progress is showing more since I've eliminated alcohol. Don't know if it's placebo, but number 2 is energy levels. My energy levels are so much higher because I feel like when you're drinking alcohol and like even though like I drank and like I wouldn't drink for another 2 weeks or like whatever, like you're never totally clearing yourself of it. And like I think alcohol creates like high cortisol levels, right? So like your energy's low, you feel depressed like after like you've been drinking on a weekend, like you have to go work the next week, you just feel like ugh, you know what I mean? And without it, I feel like my energy is like so much higher. I'm able to wake up way earlier. Because like I said, my energy is higher, and like on the weekends I can wake up so much earlier because I don't have a hangover or like even if I drank like a glass of wine, I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but like the next day I'm just like ugh,
Mm.
you know, like I don't know, I just felt that way, so I just feel like my energy levels are higher. And the third thing is that my anxiety levels are lower, and I'm a naturally anxious person, so like I still get anxious obviously, but like I feel like since I've eliminated alcohol and like some other things that I've just like taken out, I don't have that like really really anxious feeling about things right away. I it's almost like my brain fog is clearer and I'm able to like think clearer rather than go to like an automatic anxious state. So I don't know, it's really not that deep. Like when I tell my friends this, I'm like, no, I'm not drinking. Like I'm not having a sip. They're like, okay, like just have it. Like it's fine. Like you weren't like a heavy drinker. Like I know, but it's almost like I don't want to ruin my streak. You know what I mean? Like I feel so good that I don't want to like ruin it.
Mm. Maybe you'll have to be sober for the rest of your life.
No, that's not gonna happen, obviously. Like realistically, like I like to have a drink and like it enhances your time. Like it does. Like, but when I've been going, like even emo night last night that we went to, I didn't have a sip of alcohol and I had a great time. And like, I don't know, it's just weird. Like
Be selective. Like for me, like I'm now, I don't like I still drink. I'm not a heavy drinker either. Like I hardly drink, but I'll be selective on the times where like I want to drink. For example, like if for emo night, for example, I was with my cousin, I want to take a shot, take a shot. You know what I mean? But it's not like I can never binge drink the way like that we used to binge drink.
Yeah,
Like
the way we
that
used to
couldn't
was
have been
bad.
healthy at that young of
No,
an age. Like
no.
we would like down shots before like, before the Uber, and then get to the club and down like
It's
I don't
actually crazy.
eh.
Like when you think about how much everyone used to drink.
Semi-formal, grade 11, grade 11. I brought a Crown Royale to myself, to 114-pound girl drinking Crown Royale, and I would chug it, and like
Ew.
I passed out. I passed out at semi-formal because I was like, how is that even like? How did you do that? Like disgusting. Ew. But
Gross.
anyways,
I just wanted to share that. Like, I feel like everyone should take a little detox. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. Once I'm done this detox, I'm gonna be way more selective. Like, I'm not just gonna have a drink on a random night just because, like, you know.
you can. Some people just find like relaxation in having a glass of wine after.
But I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're
Yeah,
someone who
but some
feels
people
like,
do. I don't either, but a lot of people just want to have like a nice freaking glass of Pinot Grigio after work, and that's
and like,
fine.
I think also like detoxing from it, you realize like what you don't like. Like, I don't even like wine. Like, why? Like, I
love
realized
wine.
that
I
like,
love prosecco.
you know, when
I
like
really.
people, yeah, I like prosecco. But you know when like people have dinner and like everyone's like, oh, let's have a glass of wine. You're like, okay. And I'm just like, but I don't even like it. Why do I even do this?
No,
You know
I
what
don't like it either. I like prosecco. That's the only wine I kind of like. But I would never have like a Negroni with my dinner, like kind of thing. There's certain things I would
Negroni is
have.
not wine.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, there's certain
Oh.
things that like I wouldn't have. Anyways, okay. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't have anything else to say. I feel like I'm slurring my words a lot today, so sorry about that. I'm a little bit tired. But we do have very exciting stuff coming up, like for real this time.
We've been
We
saying that for the last like 4 episodes.
yeah, because like we want to like bring something new to keeping it cento, you know, like beyond
We already
just.
said this last week.
No, we didn't. Okay, well, it's coming soon. So stay tuned, and yeah, thank you for
Listening, guys.
listening to our rant. We really ranted hard today. Like we really
I
just
like
fucking
these kind. I
rant.
like rants.
Like I just felt like I was talking to. That's what I do when I talk to myself in the car. I rant.
Let us know what kind of guests you guys want to see going forward.
Okay. Anyways, thank you.
Thank you guys for watching, and see you next week.